But really quick shout out to the UKIM youth, mashallah. I don't know why they brought me back, but alhamdulillah, I'm not going to say no to UKIM. Just an amazing organization, volunteers, mashallah, everyone. You guys are so fortunate to have these organizations here. Take advantage of them, participate, donate to them. You know, it's such a great, look at this masjid is cute masjid. This masjid is just adorable. Wallahi. In the US, we're big, everything is just huge, right? This is so cute, but look, it's just full of the nur from your faces. May Allah bless you all, ya Rabb. You know, just make dua for the UKIM youth and the organization, make dua for me and my family. And real quick, we're just going to jump into, we have about 30 minutes, right? Yeah? So now we're going to do a little, I guess I call it the fun part of the event, inshallah. We're going to talk a little bit about the art of recitation of the Quran. The artistic side, where you get to be a little fancy schmancy with it, okay? So in the Quran, there's two forms and two styles of reciting. There's mujawwad and murattal, basically. So there's slow-paced recitation, like you hear from Sheikh Abdul Basit Abdul Samad Hanozin, or Minshawi, or Mustafa Ismail, you don't know. These guys are legends, but you'll find it that they recite slower, and they like to take their time with the maqam, and the maqam is basically what translates to the melody of it. Make sense? And then you have the faster-paced recitation that you'll find, like, who knows Sudais? One guy, mashallah. Mashallah. Sudais, the Imam of the Haram, or Juhani, or Mashail Afasi. Who knows Afasi? Come on. Okay, there we go, mashallah. So there's two forms. There's murattal and mujawwad, the slow-paced and the fast-paced. And my favorite, I like the slow-paced. I think it's just so much fun to listen to. You enjoy the words and the art behind it. And all of this stuff is extremely extra. It's not really necessary when reciting the Quran. However, the Prophet wants us to chant the Quran beautifully, so that's our duty to make it as beautiful as we can. And one thing to help you make the Quran beautiful when you recite it is following these maqamat, or these melodies. And an example of what a maqam or a melody would be like is, I'll show you guys inshallah. Basically what it is I'll put like not me, or the reciters will put a sad maqam, or like a sad melody, with an ayah that kind of talks about Jahannam, talks about, sadder instances in the Quran. Make sense, kind of? Yes, no? Yeah? No, okay. Yes?
So there's three types of reading. One slow, and one when you struggle, and one when you fast.
One when you struggle?
Yeah.
And what do you mean by that?
Like, you're reading, and it's not right, but then you're still trying to do it.
That's definitely one way to recite. However, when you talk about just the style of reciting without struggling, like once you've mastered tajweed, you know what tajweed is, right? Like the rules. Once you've mastered the rules of reciting, and you're proficient, and it becomes very easy for you. You guys know what the qaida is, the book? Yeah, nice. Okay, that it basically, when you follow the qaida, that helps you learn alif ba ta. Then you get into words abadan, ahadun. You know what I'm talking about? And then you get into sentences or phrases in the Quran, like verses, and then you keep going on. Once you finish with that qaida and you recited the entire Quran, or most of the Quran, or a good amount of the Quran, where it becomes comfortable for you, this is when you can start thinking about the types of reciting. So there's two major, this isn't like, a science. People have opinions all the time. But for me, what I like to call it is there's fast pace, like Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen, Ar-Rahmani Rahim, Maliki Yawmiddin. That's a little more fast paced, right? You hear more in Salah, And then you have the slower type, which I like to call, Egyptian style, but it's obviously everyone does it now. But you'll hear them, they'll start really slow and quiet. You see it in like a Quran event or something like that, so they'll be like, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. And everyone in the background's like, بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. It's very slow. We call it mujawwad. Make sense? Yes, no, kind of?
Yeah.
So in the recitation, fast or slow, you have things called maqamat. And I'll show you an example of a sad maqam. Or I call it sad. It's not really translated as sad, but it's called the maqam of Saba. What is it called? Saba. So, my sister's friend's name is Saba, right? You guys have that name here? Okay. Saba. Maqam as Saba. And this is kind of what it would sound like. Surah Fatiha, okay? الحمد لله رب العالمين. That was Maqam Hijaz, not Salah. I'll do an ayah about Jahannam. How's that? Is that better? Getting into the side one. يوم نقول لجهنم يوم نقول لجهنم هل امتلأت وتقول هل من مزيد. Let's see how it's very depressing, kind of, yes or no? Yeah? And subhanAllah, on the flip side of it, I've done this in the other events, on the flip side, what's the next ayah? Allah talks about Jannah. So what do? Do you recite it in the sad maqam? No, you switch to the happy one. This is just the art side, you don't have to. But so, I'll do them both and I'll switch to the happier one afterwards. Cool? Bismillah. يوم نقول لجهنم هل امتلأت وتقول هل من مزيد وأزلفت الجنة للمتقين غير بعيد هذا ما توعدون لكل أواب حفيظ. Do you see how it kind of switched? Yeah, no? So there's more. There's 8 major backbone maqamat. However, to be honest, anyone who recites anything right now will somehow fall into one of those maqamat. Make sense? Because it was so funny. I was so arrogant when I was a kid. I went to my teacher and I was like, Qari Ilyas, I was like, bro, I don't want to do these 8 maqamat. I'm going to make up my own. And then I sent him a voice note. He was like, this maqam Hijaz. I was like, okay, I'll try again. I come back to the Taja. You know? So the happy maqam is, I call it maqam ajam. It's very uplifting. The notes are very high. Make sense? Here's another example. This is maqam al-Hijaz, the one I accidentally started with. A lot of times you'll hear the adhan in that maqam. So here it is. Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. This is the maqam Hijaz. And if you want to translate it to Quran, Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen Ar-Rahmanir Rahim Maliki Yawmiddin Iyyaka na'budu wa iyyaka nasta'in. Can I see the difference? Yes? No? No? Should I go? Let's go. Okay. Another example would be Maqam al-Nahawan. Which one? Okay. Maqam al-Nahawan. And this was a very common favorite of people, especially people who just get into Maqamat and they just start understanding what Maqamat are. They'll be like, Nahawan, Nahawan, Nahawan. And basically what it is, it's a very jumpy Maqam. An example would be this one. والشمس وضحاها والقمر إذا تلاها والنهار إذا جلاها. You see it's really jumpy? An example for Mustafa Ismail imitation, since we haven't, should we do imitations too, right? Okay. An imitation of Mustafa Ismail, kind of Nahawand as well. I'll try to do it. My breath will probably run out or my voice will crack. Don't laugh, because then if you laugh, I'll laugh and it gets weird. Okay? So we'll just try that out, inshallah, and I'll do my best, inshallah. It's a very popular recitation from Surah Tahrim, you know. عسى ربه إن طلقكن أن يبدله أزواجا خيرا منكن مسلمات مؤمنات قانتات تائبات عابدات سائحات ثيبات وأبكارا. You see it's really high. Yeah. Normally I'll crack it like that, and then it just, then I go home crying. But do you guys have any, real quick before we start getting ready for Salah, do you have any requests for imitations of, oh, we have Nasheed, don't we? Okay, I'll call you guys up, you ready? Let's do a couple of imitations real quick, if you guys have any requests. Mahed, oh, so he's like, Chef Mahed, right? So I'll try. الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين. Anyone else? Luhayda? Oh, he's hard. You're asking for too much, sister. Stop for lunch. Minshawi? Minshawi. ولقد خلقنا الإنسان ونعلم ما توسوس به نفسه ونحن أقرب إليه من حبل الوريد. That was not Maqamaat. By the way, real quick, I know I say this a lot, but make sure, guys, especially the kiddos who really wanted to get into this, all of these melodies are worthless if you do not know the tajweed and if you do not memorize the Quran. Allah's not going to ask you, oh, how nice did it sound, when you can't even do a qalqala right. You know what I mean? There's levels and priorities when it comes to reciting the Quran, and this is one of the final ones that you need to worry about. When you go to like a Quran competition, on the score sheet, it's not going to like sounded very good, you know? It's going to say tajweed rules were followed, the hifz was followed, the proper places of stopping. Can you believe it? There's a science, there's even a book about where you should stop when you're reciting the Quran. If you're running out of breath and you don't know where you can complete the meaning of a phrase, you need to know and be comfortable with where you're going to stop. SubhanAllah, look how extensive, and there's proof for this in Surah Al-Muzammil. أوزد عليه ورتل القرآن ترتيلا. Recite the Quran and chant it in a measured recitation that's referring to the tajweed. The tajweed is basically like a rule book or a book or like the standard and the customary system that you're supposed to follow. Make sense? Yes? Okay. We'll do one more imitation before we call up these, mashallah, these Nasheed artists. But real quick.
Can you do part of the bottom?
Oh man, I was hoping you wouldn't ask. I'll try this. So I've been screaming like all week. Now you're seeing the aftermath of losing your voice. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
سبحان الله.
والضحى والليل إذا سجى ما ودعك ربك وما قلى وللآخرة خير لك من الأولى ولسوف يعطيك ربك فترضى. Who found that recitation kind of weird? No. Found it kind of off, right? Why is he saying tawbah and wala al-akhirah? Why did I say that?
The way you do
The qira'ah, exact. Takbir. MashaAllah. We got some young sheikhs in here, mashallah. The Quran was revealed in multiple dialects for the people to understand. Look how beautiful this is, subhanAllah. It was revealed in multiple dialects and different riwayat or qira'at. The rules are followed differently in these qira'at. And there's, the big legend done shuyukh and reciters, they have ashar qira'at, they have all of them, they're certified in all of them. Check this out, this one is called the qira'ah of Susi. They recite Surah Al-Fil. أَلَمْ تَرَ كَيْفَ فَعَلَ رَبُّكَ بِأَصْحَابِ الْفِيلِ. How weird is that? SubhanAllah. It's amazing, isn't it? So this is all like tajweed stuff, not maqam, this is real, okay?